Second. Just a minute. I pooped. I farted. Hold on. Sorry. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna get away from the house where it's a little quieter. Yeah, I look way different today because, well, I'm not wearing a hat. That's for one. My hat got covered in paint. Little turd burglar update. Turd burglar update. Keep the license plate out of it. He's got the hood back on. After it flew up on me the other night. Out of gas at the moment, so it's sitting for a little bit. You know, always cover your seat in Jolly Rancher wrappers. It helps. It makes a huge difference in your horsepower. No, just kidding. No, well, so I figured I'd do a video. Just go live. Why not? It's been a minute, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and prop my phone up the right way. Hold on, guys. Coors Light. But now, if we take that one and we set that one up while we're not using that one, set the phone up, see? Just like that. Okay. So, we're standing by Turd Burglar, my famous Chevy. I know my hair is a mess. I need to cut it. I want to go to a barber and get the actual military-style Black Ops mohawk, but I might do it myself at home like I always do. Why not? Sounds like my brother is firing up his Chevy and he's going to move it. So it might get a little loud. His truck's about the same as mine, maybe a little bit quieter, not much. Oh, what's up from Alabama? Say Palman from Palman is Palman. There you go. Palman is Palman, dude. Oh yeah, Palman is Palman, bud. What's up, Waffle? There's my brother's truck in the background. Don't think you can hear it. You might be able to. I can't start Turd Burglar. I'm out of gas. No Paimon. Does the truck have a Hemi? No. That's my brother's Chevy. Show you. That's my brother and his truck, Goldilocks. It's got a stock 350 small block in it, which doesn't sound stock. I'm thinking somebody did put a cam in it. Just stock pistons. My truck though, no, he ain't got no Hemi. But it does have a cammed board 30 over 350 small block Vortec. Payment is payment. Yo, payment is payment. Okay, let me see the message. Oh, dude, no way. That's honestly a badass name for a truck. So this is my truck, late 79, 1980, square body Chevy. He is rusted a little. Just a smidge, not a lot, just enough to catch some eyes. See, you got a dent in the passenger driver's side. You cover it up with chrome, dude. You might make it home. That is what used to hold in the taillights and hold on the tailgate. which is now stationary, finally on my truck without a ratchet strap. This side is 10 times worse as the driver's side. You know, you got a big rust hole right there. Just cover it up with some chrome, barely even noticeable. Got a big rust hole in the bottom of the door, a gigantic dent right here. You know, it's a little one. Missing the door lock, so you just stick your finger in there and, you know, steal my truck whenever you want. That fender is rusted out all the way. It's fine. Interior is fantastic, dude. Fucking mint. Massive hole rip missing out of that side. Give you a quick little tour. You know, you don't always need a hole in your floorboard, but guess what? More ankle ventage, and you don't need air conditioning during the summertime. Custom made floor vents. You know, this side, passenger side's not bad. I cover it up with a nice seat cover. Don't mind me, I'm a fat kid, so there's some Jolly Rancher wrappers all over the place. That's the passenger side. Not bad, honestly. As we keep going, you got some rust on the bottom, you got some rust up here, you got some rust right there. You got a bumper that does not match the truck at all. Probably 1/4 inch steel, I'm guessing. Fenders have definitely been cut at one time. Rusted all the way at the top, just gone. Bottom fender corner, gone. Doors rotted out, perfect. The bed's shot. The rust up here, though, you know, it starts right here, and it just slowly travels up under this makeshift license plate, door jamb, whatever you want to call it. But it gets better. I mean, you got a little ankle vent hole right here poking. That's fine. Leave it. Pretend you didn't see that. You might think that's the last of my rust hole in the floorboard on the driver's side. No, keeps creeping. Mounts are rotted. We'll just pretend we did not see that. You know, cover it up with the original flooring. That's fine. Then the transmission tunnel, that was originally for a manual because there's a hole underneath that plate. The B&M shifter that was installed very poorly. The 4-wheel drive shifter, well, it holds and it works, so fucking mint. And this is the driver's side of the seat. So, yeah, you might get a couple springs in the butt when you're driving. Maybe a seatbelt. You got some foam showing. A little spot, like right here. There's a little bit of a hole in it. Right there. But it is perfect. Trust me. Then you got the I don't know if I want to pronounce that, but you got the racing seatbelt covers. Sure. My truck's name should be Tetanus. No, it's called Turd Burglar. Then you got the construction stickers on the back window. Employees only. No smoking. Then on the passenger side says women. Come on, it's the Turd Burglar, dude. Everybody knows Turd Burglar. One of the most beautiful Chevys on the block. This thing is fucking mint. I mean, the supports for the bed are rotted out. There might be some holes in the bed itself. That's fine. More airflow, so when you're driving down the road, that stuff just flies out. But I do kind of like that, though. I went with Turd Burglar, but I'd totally get a sticker on the back window or something that says tetanus shot. So let me show you this. My truck actually came from a police impound. So there is evidence stickers all over it. Like, I believe this is... Yeah, there you go. There's the evidence sticker on the driver's side window. So we drive with the windows down. Less attention because you see less evidence stickers. Like, there's some on the driver's side door, there's some on the passenger side door, there's some on the old hood that I took off. I do have paperwork for the truck, though. It is mine. What's that, Missouri? Missouri. I mean, he's a gem, dude, okay? Like these. I was trying to put that grill in my truck, which I don't have the proper mounts. My original grill is broken and missing like a big 10-inch chunk out of it. These are actually the brackets for the grill that go on the front of the core support. Well, I deleted on those, as you can tell. So when I got the truck, I didn't have the right oil gauge. So I bypassed it with some electrical tape, just crimped it up. Then a few days after I started driving the truck to the store a couple times, the line decided it was going to snap. So I had to find a fitting and block that off. Shout out to Berryman B12. No, this is not a sponsored video. If it was, it'd be amazing. Berryman B12. You can actually get it at any hardware store, Napa, O'Reilly's. You can even get it at Dollar General. Dollar General sells it for $4.95 a can. I paid like $5 at O'Reilly's. Take a can of this, you pour it right in your gas tank. Perks it right up. Like, no doubt. It actually did wonders on my truck. Then you got the hood pins that are not level. As you know, that's the only way the hood closes. You got the stock manifolds. I took my cheap poker borescope and I shoved it down in cylinder 1 when I first got the motor. Come to find out the motor is bored 30 over. I'm running a Holly Street Dominator intake with a Carter carburetor. Which later on when I have the money I might get a spacer and do a 1406 Edelbrock. But for now it runs and drives. The fuel filter is actually run down to the lines for the original mechanical fuel pump because I can't run the mechanical on this engine. It's blocked off, doesn't even have the option. So, to start my truck, you hook up the negative, hook up the positive, then it starts pumping fuel from the back. Then you got the fuel regulator switch, which spliced in from, as you can tell, the fuel filter to the regulator switch going to the carburetor. Don't ask me if it can get more redneck, because yes, it can. Then you got my brother in Goldilocks. That's my brother's, what was it? I think a 76 square body Chevy. So far since when I got my truck running and driving, it's given me 3 or 4 mishaps. The first time I drove it to the store, it didn't want to shift. The second time I ran out of gas. Third time I took for a test drive, the hood went flying open because I forgot the hood pins. The first original test drive I took my truck on, since I had a ratchet strap going from this side of the bed all the way around to that side, holding on the tailgate and the taillights, well, ratchet strap slid down, tailgate went flying off in the store parking lot. That's fine, you know. Tires on this truck are perfect. I do not do burnouts and stupid stuff in my rigs. I lied. I did get it a little sideways the night when my hood popped open. But as you can tell, we got that fixed. The hood's not popped open anymore. It's actually back on the truck. It's somewhat aligned like it used to be. But now the only thing I'm running into is this spot right here. See if I can get it to focus. This spot is starting to crack all the way up, and it goes underneath. And that spot's a little bent. From there, all the way around is split. So I'm going to take the hood off of it one of these days, and then I'm going to actually lay it down, weld it. Might even do a couple supports because I do have the original hood that was on the truck. And I'm going to have a bunch of spare metal anyways. Because the original hood that I have on this truck, I'm going to use for the supports on the hood on the outsides to strengthen that up a little bit. The original hood is going to go up on the cab. So I'm going to cut it down, measure it, and I'm going to make my own hood cab visor. The main thing I need to find for this truck is definitely a bed. That's the driver's side tail light. And the grill, or not the grill, the tailgate isn't too bad. But the tail lights do not line up. As you can tell, this side's flush. This one sticks out. Does not sit right with the tailgate. This one is like pushed in. So it hits on the tailgate. That's pushed in. This sits somewhat flush. So there's a lot of work to do to Turd Burglar to make him a good looking truck, but are we going to do it? Probably not. I might just leave it the way it is, drive it the way it is. You know, rednecks don't care what your truck looks like. This is going to be the view from the back window. So, my truck has got some random stuff laying around, like those are the brackets for the original grill, which is broke. Now I was trying to get that one on, which is for the wrong model. I have a couple exhaust brackets laying around, empty oil jugs, water jugs. The toolbox is filled with a bunch of random parts and wiring and stuff. I got the oil line that blew off. Like I said, the brackets for the original grill, which is under that thicker black grill, it won't work unless I modified the mounts. And I'll upload a picture of my truck later, because that's the original one. That's the one I was trying to run. It looks 10 times better with that one. So somehow I'm going to try and get the original mounts on, which is those two ones, modified to that grill so I can hold that in. Then, this is not a shout out to Mountain Dew, but Mountain Dew voltage sucks. Don't like it. I mean, I will shout out to Berryman B12. That stuff is amazing. And also, shout out to O'Reilly's. As you can tell, O'Reilly's is the only oil and stuff I will run in my trucks. I mean, O'Reilly's brand has been the only oil that I've ran in my trucks for years now. And I love it. I've never had an issue. Never had a problem. I even got it marked in the window with the O'Reilly sticker. Did it last month on the 25th, 2025. So, Turd Burglar just got an oil change. Like I said, the first time I decided to drive my truck to the store and I wanted to try it because I got it running. I thought everything was going good. Then the oil line right here, it split. See if I can get a better focus on it. The oil line split right there, so I had to block that off. Then my first drive to the store after I got the motor in, apparently I didn't have a vacuum line hooked up to my transmission. So if you don't have the vacuum line hooked up to the transmission on this style of truck, whatever transmission it's running, it will not shift. It will not get out of first gear, and you're just going to be in granny mode the whole time. So I'm sitting there trying to drive down the road. Cars are behind me getting irritated. I'm going like this, telling them to pass. Because my truck just didn't want to go nowhere. So I hooked up that vacuum line to my transmission. I hooked up the vacuum line to my gauge, so when Turd Burglar is running, it's sitting about 15 and fluctuates. Anybody that does know mechanics, though, I do need a hand, because my voltage gauge, it works perfectly fine. It lights up and everything. My other two gauges don't work. But a mechanic buddy of mine, because I took a hot wire from my voltage gauge and I ran it straight to my alternator. And I YouTubed it. I found the best videos I could, honestly, of guys doing the gauges. These gauges are actually from Temu. So if you want to save a little bit of money, you can get all three gauges off of Temu for about 20-30 bucks, I believe. So you get the voltage, the oil, the temp. The vacuum gauge was actually in the truck when my brother got it. But I'm having issues wiring in my gauges right now. The mechanic buddy I talked to said the voltage gauge is wrong. I need to take the wire off of the alternator and splice it into, I think he said either the battery or a fuse. I'm not sure. I'm not a king of wiring. I do stereos. My temp gauge won't work. I don't know why. I have the temp wire hooked up and everything, but it will not go up. It doesn't move. The original gauges, I have two original gauges that work. The voltage does. The oil pressure, it works. It goes way past, 60 pounds? So it shoots way past that. I got temp that, well, it fluctuates. It doesn't really give you a reading. So I got to figure all that out. And it's just a mess of wiring right now. When you're not fighting with a mess of wiring, it's just it's a mess. My truck is gas hungry because it has no exhaust. Literally just exhaust pipe coming off the manifold, so it just chews through the gas. I put about 4 gallons in it, maybe drove it 4 or 5 times. It's out. I gotta feather the throttle to keep it going, so that's a good indication that my gas is out. I'm running single tanks right now because when I had the fuel pump up under the engine bay, it wasn't pulling the fuel, even though I know they're designed to push, not pull. But my truck is set up for dual tanks, so I had to bypass one of the tanks to run the tank on the right side. So I bypassed that tank to the electric fuel pump, but what I'm going to do later on is the lines coming from the left tank, I'm going to put a T on it, go from that T over to the fuel pump, so when I do switch my tanks over, I should be able to get both tanks going off of the electric fuel pump, hopefully. Like I said, I don't know. This is my first time actually doing it. Well, the right side tank worked. I got fuel, obviously. Mosquito, leave me alone. But Turd Burglar's coming along. He is running, driving again. You know, for the second time since my brother got it, that's a completely new motor. Well, not completely new. It's one I bought for my truck. The tag on the door says a 1980. My brother believes it's a 79. But judging from the round headlights, I believe it's either a 79 or an 80. I want to say 79 because I thought when they went in the 80s, they went from round to square. But when you come here to the tag, it says 01 of 80 right here. So I think my truck is a 1980. It's kind of weird though because I have another Chevy that I'm looking at trying to get the body from it. The cab smashed, the glass is broken out of, and it's an 82. 82 they have the square headlights. If mine's an 80, it's got round headlights. So if I wanted to keep the round headlights, I'd have to swap the core support, which that's no big deal. Other than I don't know if the fenders are going to line up with the core support. But it's work in progress. It's been fun. Been a lot of cussing and yelling and smacking and hitting. But you know what? My first Chevy, if I had more gas in it, I would fire him up right now. And any of you guys running rigs and automotive vehicles, 2-stroke, 4-stroke, no matter what, Behrman B12. If you guys want to, please sponsor me. I'm going to start running this in every vehicle I get. I can even run this in my Behrman B12. I can even run it in my 2-stroke engines. I found that out after reading the label and putting it in my truck. I can actually run that in my weed eaters. I can run it in my lawnmowers. I can run it in my chainsaws, leaf blowers, you name it. If it's got a gas engine on it, you can run Behrman B12. And this stuff, it does work. Amazingly, honestly. My first time running it, my truck, it would idle. It was rough. Just really poor. I ran that Behrman through it with about 4 gallons of gas, and I took that whole jug and poured it in 4 gallons. He perked right up. Like, my truck perked up so much I had to adjust my carburetor. So if you guys want something good to run in your rig, go get some Behrman B12. You can pick it up at O'Reilly's, Napa, Dollar General. Dollar General is probably going to be your cheapest. It's like $4.95 a can. And you get I think this is a 12 or 16 ounce can. 15 ounce can. This treats up to 21 gallons of fuel. But if you got an older rig and you're trying to clean your cylinders and your injectors and stuff like that, I'd recommend pouring the whole can in. Then it gets more of the chemicals and stuff running through it. It made a huge difference on my Chevy. Like I said, once I get more gas, I will fire up the Turd Burglar and do another video of him running, but right now I don't have the gas. I decided to go for a drive. Wasn't the best idea. As you can tell, can't really see, but the hood flew open on me. So, instead of the hood actually closing the way it did, this side's straight, that's fine. The other side, though, it's got a little bit of a bow in it right there. A little bit of a crack I gotta weld and get fixed, but got the hood back on. I can actually pin it down. I just gotta remember to pin it. But if you guys want some more automotive videos, be sure to like, subscribe, please share for more content. Where we're living at right now, there's not really a lot of jobs. So I'm really hoping I can get my YouTube channel taken off. I'm going to get another channel going strictly for automotive. So this channel I will use for like gaming content, live streaming, just random videos. My other one's for fishing, obviously. So fishing adventures and stuff will be videos on that one also. Then I'm going to get another channel going for automotive. So if you guys want to see more like engine videos or automotive videos, body repair, dent repair, rust repair, or just fooling around, let me know in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think down below. If you want an automotive video, I know there's thousands of them out there, but if I make one, it's going to be for everything. Like this, my chrome was not straight. It didn't actually set level with the grill, so I couldn't get into the mounts right here to get the grill off. So I had to basically force a screwdriver in, get my grill off. Then after I did that, I took the railroad tire right there and a jack up on my front bumper, and I jacked up the center. And as you can tell, like right here's flat. Then once you get closer to the middle, it starts to bow down and go flat again. But I got it pretty well flattened out. Not near as bad as it was, honestly. Like, I think I could put a grill back on it. But for now, I'm running it wide open because it's summertime. I need maximum airflow. So if you guys want to see some more hot rod automotive vehicle videos, be sure to hit that thumbs up button for me. Subscribe for more content and share the short videos, because I'm going to start doing a lot more short content, like for automotive. My brother and I, he's down there in the shed right now. Down there in the shed working on his trailer, trying to get the dings and stuff out. And I'm up here just looking at my truck, trying to figure out what I could do now. Is I've done a lot of wiring. These wires I'm actually going to disconnect, because these two wires, well, this one and one of these is actually going into the cab, which I got going under my brake booster into the cab right there. I'm going to disconnect those, because when I hook up my battery, and I got a hot wire going from the back of the alternator to my battery, when I hook up my battery, the alternator makes a weird buzzing noise. And my mechanic buddy I talked to said one of these wires, or my alternator wire that I ran to it, is basically pulling power with the key off. So this one, I know it's not drawing power, it's not running 12 volt. This is going straight to my temp. One of these red wires is actually going to my voltage meter. So I gotta nip that wire, rerun it the right way, get it hooked up off the alternator. Then hopefully my alternator doesn't make that buzzing noise anymore, because lately I don't want to disconnect, or I don't want to keep the battery connected and drain it, because I know it's holding voltage. I figured the way I hooked my gauge up right now, it's working, and I can tell the voltage, but I guess it's wrong. Coming from the alternator to my gauge in the cab, I'll show you guys that real quick before I get off. So the wire I have up under the dash going to the alternator, you can see right there, is fishing up under the dash up over to my voltage meter, which is the one furthest on the left side. That one. My voltage meter does work. The oil pressure, I don't have that hooked up yet, and that's blocked off. The temp sensor, for some reason the temp gauge isn't working. I have it hooked up to the block the way I thought it should be, but I still got a lot of stuff to figure out. And after I do all that wiring, get that all figured out, I still have my speakers behind the seat. I got my speakers in my doors. I still have the original speaker in the dash, which I'm going to hook up, see if that still works. Then I have my Bose stereo deck that I got to wire up. I got my CB radio I got to wire up. Then I got my little skull that's got LED lights, which I'm going to tuck up under the dash, like right by the gauges somewhere. I'm going to wire that up. So it's going to be a lot of wiring. Like right now, he runs, he drives. That's all I wanted to do. I got to get new bulbs and stuff for the tail lights and blinkers because I have one running light. I don't know about backup lights. I think I only got one of those. Blinker lights up front, they do not work. I only have like one running light. So it's a mess to figure out. But if you guys want to see some more automotive videos, please be sure to subscribe, like the videos. Stay tuned for more. Peace.